How are you? Welcome to Dcp Talks. I am author Stephen Candace, and this is my podcast, and this is going to be one of my last podcasts in this style. Starting next week, it's going to be DCP's Kitchen Corner. DCP's Kitchen Corner, baby. There you go. You know, this was my podcast for the last 2 years. I've been talking about my books and talking about this year's Writer's Corner and making sure we got everything done. You know, I have 61 books out there. I'm working on 2 more as we speak. Everything is doing really well. So to me, why not try something new? I used to be a chef. I used to teach at Niagara College. Why not keep it going? And why not make us, make everybody have an easy time? That's the way I look at it. The more I can teach you with my knowledge, the better off everybody is. I promise you, I have so much knowledge up in this freaking pea brain of mine. It's unreal. So you can find anything you'd like, and that is at www.authorstephencandace.com. There you go, man. You can find any questions. You can find my events coming up. You can find out all that good stuff. Right now, we're talking about motivation. Today is the key about motivation, baby. You know, I'm changing my format up today because it's about motivation, and then we're going to get to my books, and then we're going to get to Writer's Corner, then we're going to get to some fun stuff, okay? We're going to enjoy our lives. We're going to turn around, and let's have every day and enjoy what we like to do best. There you go, man. Just like that. The general topic today is my books. Like I said, 61 books I wrote and 24 Audible books. I mean, hello. Welcome to my podcast, baby. My podcast is research primarily with Google, and I love it because you know what? Sometimes we have to need advice. Sometimes we need a way to go. ChatGPT, baby. It gives great advice. Trust me, you guys. If you don't know it, get there quick. This is where, I say it's a quick episode, but could end up being 40 minutes, 50 minutes. One frickin' never knows. It just depends on how it goes. This week we're going to cover 2 of my books later on. The 2 books we're going to cover is A Quarter Mile, which just came out, a horror last week. And then last month we released Colorado Moon, Under the Colorado Moon. And it's the second book of a family's journey. There we go, book 2. Man, I tell you what, I always discuss the why factor because that is who I is. I'm all about the why factors. I'm all about why, and why you're going to do something, especially when you're even in trouble. Why'd you do it? I don't want to know. Just tell me why. That's it. It's what I tell my kids. Don't lie. Me and my best friend Mike were talking about that today. Has a situation, right? It's easier to tell the truth than it is to lie and make up shit. And he's got a situation that's making me laugh like hell because someone's blatantly lying right to him in the family. And he knows it. They know it. So it's coming down to it, right? But that's part of being family. It's part of having kids. It's part of having a grown-ups live in your home. It is what it is. Family is family, man. Let me tell you. And the things you got to deal with family are fucking nuts. But sometimes it's okay. It is. I love it personally. I love all my family. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. I don't have any issues at that point. So to me, today's topic we will be talking about is motivation. Motivation is the reason or drive that makes us take action toward a goal. That is the definition of motivation right there. So just remember, is a reason or drive that makes you take action in striving in your goals. There you go. I think that's a pretty smart way to do it. The simplest definition, basically, motivation is what pushes you to start something and keep going. It's hard. No one says it's easy to stay motivation. This is why I'm talking about motivation. I used to have a company. I used to run a company, okay? And at the end, I had up to 40 restaurants, 38. And talk about motivation, man. I had 7 different cities that I had restaurants in. And I had to travel from Niagara Falls, Canada, and sometimes all the way to Owen Sound. And anybody knows Owen Sound's 5 hours away from Niagara Falls. No doubt about it. I used to have to go to Barrie regularly, and that was a good hour and a half, right there. To me, I can make it early, but we won't talk about that. My car just has wings. It's all, I just push the wing. You know what I mean? So to me, motivation is what's pushing you and keeps you drive. I had to find ways to keep managers motivated, keep the morale up. Psh, there you go. Morale and motivation. That's the key to success, guys. Figure it out, learn it. Now I'm going to give you an example, okay? Wanting to write a book for motivation. Think about it. If you're going to be motivated, give you something to do. Practicing every day. Motivation is action. Remember that. The more you do it, repetition, the better you become at something. That's just what it is. How about finishing the book? The result of motivation. See, everything at the beginning, you want to write it to where you practice it every day. You write a book, then you finish it at the end. That's your goal. That's what you wanted to do all along. So types of motivation. You have internal and external. Okay. You did it because you enjoyed the writing. That's an internal. You did it. Okay. External would be you did it for reward, money, success, recognition. You want to get yourself out there. Shit, that's me, baby. I am always looking to be in the spotlight sometimes. And I'm not in the spotlight, if that makes any sense. I just don't mind putting myself out there because I was always in charge of hundreds of people and always talked to people every single day of my life for many, many years. And I mean multiple crowds. I used to have seminars. I used to give all these, different kind of, area speeches. And when you have to bring the stuff across, this is why I'm doing this, for people out there who need to get their people inspired. People need to get their kids inspired. People need to get anybody, motivation is hard, okay? Trust me. I had a granddaughter that, boy, I felt like fire under her butt. She still ain't going to move. Woo! But guess what? This is what the issues are having with a lot of kids nowadays. It's not just one. These are all the issues. Why? We spoiled them. Let's get to the facts. This is why they're not motivated. We didn't motivate them. We spoiled them. Now we got to deal with it. Now we're trying to motivate them. If we'd have just did it in the beginning, like my dad always said, did that shit in the beginning. That's it. Now, the key elements of motivation. First of all, you have to have a goal. You have to have a goal. So what do you want to achieve? Examples, write a book or a podcast, sew a company, make outfits, do anything. What is the goal? Okay. Number 2, purpose. Why? The reason behind your goal. What it matters to you. Remember that. You got to stop worrying about everybody else and worry about you. Fix you, then you can help others. That's the key to it. Okay, and then you have your number 3 would be your energy, man. Gotta have energy, baby. You gotta push, and that's what gets you started, To me, I have so much energy in the morning, so little towards the late afternoon. And to me, that's the way it was at work too. I noticed that 2 o'clock, 3:30 shit sucks. All of us know this, those of us who work. Sucks that fucking afternoon period. That's the most critical for every business because that's when the most complaints come in. Go figure. How's that? So, energy, number 3. Number 4 is your mindset, baby. You got to have a good mindset. Your attitudes and beliefs. Come on. Positive thinking. That is me. I'm always about positive thinking. That's all there is to it. The one famous quote was, God never said it was going to be easy, but he said it would be worth it at the end. If you're a believer, I just gave you a little insight. Push it, push it, push it. Now, the next most important out of everything you do is consistency. Do your work regularly. Motivation grows when you build great habits. I want you to remember that. Motivation grows when you continually create great habits. This is why we have to keep our kids motivated. Clean your room, do your bed, do this, do your homework. Because if you keep them going and keep them doing it later in life, when they go to college, when they go out in the world, they're going to do it. That's all there is to it. They won't be screwing around and half-assing it out there. We already got enough half-assed people with all the freaking refugees coming in. So, some of them work great. Some others, majority, suck. But we're learning. It's a learning curve like everywhere else in this world. So the next one will be your reward. Number 6, baby. Then you get your reward. So what you gain is at the end. What did you want? Did you gain it? Did you get it, baby? Success, the progress. I mean, I can't even say it. The satisfaction. Are you satisfied? Damn, that was easy, right? Are you satisfied? Number 7 now brings you challenges, baby. You're going to have challenges, obstacles you're going to face. Overcoming them strengthens motivation. Remember, the old saying is, you get down, knock to your knees. It's how you get up that counts. My kids told me that. I had a lot of serious medical, issues years back, and it was very difficult, let's say. But my son always said, Dad, you always got up, you always smiled, you never looked back. And even when you get hit right in the face, you're still diving right into it. Do you know a buffalo is one of the very few animals that will run into a storm because they know there's a clear sky at the other end. How's that for you? Run into the storm, accept the challenges, and things will come out good. So there you go. I gave you your 7 steps into making it. So we're going to go over it again. First of all, you need a goal. Second of all, you need a purpose. Use your energy, baby. Then your mindset. Stay consistent. And then a reward. And then your challenges you're going to face. But just remember, everything will be positive at the end. And that's all there is to it. Now, when it comes to motivation and how you do some stuff, I'm going to give you some quotes here, and you can write them down. You can use them for your staff, okay? Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. Someone sent me that actually one time, and I actually just sent that out there. Amazing quote there. Remember, the one I used today, I thought it was awesome. Small steps every day lead to big results. Massive, huge. Don't wait for motivation. Create it through your actions. I like that one. Your future is built by what you do today. That's a good one. Discipline takes you where motivation can't. And I believe that, by the way. I believe that is a cold-hearted fact. I believe you need discipline in order to be motivated. Without discipline, you do not stay consistent. You do not stay in your system path. You do not follow your directions. Discipline builds where others do not. And that's all there is to it. And I'm a firm believer on that. Keep going, even if it feels slow. Oh, man, that's me some days. I keep going. Some mornings I feel rough, beat up, and that's all there is to doing it. Success begins with a decision to try. I believe in that one too. Now, dream big, but work bigger. That was always me. I always got I was always rewarded at work. Very hard worker, my family and I. My sister's still working. She's 68, crushing it out there. She works at shipping receiving for Home Depot. Let's put this together now. Runs a shipping receiving for Home Depot. She's 68. Think about this. That's a beast woman, baby. That is a woman that will destroy you. That shows you how strong she is to move that stuff every day. She is a force to be reckoned with. I love my sis Peg, baby. I love you. Hearts go out to you. Speaking of which, my hearts go out to all my peeps out there. What's up, Gavins? What's up there, Moody's? And then we got my babes. We got Shays and Ash. And then we got Svensky and Melsky. And then my little boys and girls out there in the world. My grandkids, that's it. I just want to say, hey, what's up? All right, now let's get back to this stuff. All right, we set our highs. Motivation, you know what? Stop waiting for motivation. It ain't going to come to you. Motivation just doesn't show up. You can't create it. You can create it. I apologize. Every time you show up, every time you try, and when you don't even feel like it, you do it. Because it's the truth. That's it. No one is coming to do the work for you. You wish they could. And people sometimes skate getting other people to do their work for you. No one's going to chase your goals for you. That's a fact. That's on you. That's it. No one's going to build my books but me. No one's going to sell them but me. I mean, I can have other people sell them, sure. for a small fee, but still. But you know what? Just push. Be positive. Now, so you start now. Try it. I just went all crazy all up. My brain just went shut off time. You know what? And whenever I said because it's the truth, it is. Okay? You have to set the tone. No one's coming to help you. No one's going to do it. So start now. Okay? Start tired. Start scared. Just start, man. No one says it's going to be easy. Okay? You don't need motivation. You need action. That's what it comes down to. Discipline and action will give you your motivation, baby. So there you go, man. Now listen, I got my man, Mr. Steak Filet, decided to send some questions about motivation, okay? So let's see what he asked. He says he is curious. He wants to be a motivational speaker, actually. So, Mr. Steak Filet said, what inspired you to becoming a motivational speaker? I think after realizing how easy it was for me to talk in front of people and get them pumped up. I used to open restaurants, okay? And they would send me in, which means I used to be the project manager. But one of my best assets was pumping the staff up just before you open. So you get all your location ready. You get all the staff trained. You have basically 4 weeks. You have, 30 days to get all this shit ready to go. So you get everything rocking, everything's ready to go. You get the staff trained, and then now it's opening day. There is nothing, I don't care what anybody says, more exciting than a brand new restaurant opening. And it could be any business, but a restaurant, which means you have 100 staff. Like, it's just insane. The Olive Garden, I had 310 staff. When we opened that baby up and I gave a speech, it was insane. I pumped those people up and I made sure that they were there to make money, to look great, hire the great looking staff, make sure they could speak, make sure they were trained, they looked great, they gave good service. And I was a stickler on it, man, but that was me. That's how you gain success. I micromanaged. I know it sucked for them, but success came from me. And for them later by making more money, by them having more hours, by them getting what they would want. Treat it fairly, treat it respectfully. So to me, that's what happened. What inspired you to become a motivational speaker? I think, like I said, I was just talking about all those people. What message do you want people to remember the most? That you can do anything. I am the worst myself for giving my own advice. I suck. I tell everybody you can do anything. I tell my grandkids you can do anything you want to do. Just do it. And here I am sometimes stopping myself from doing stuff, and it's really pissing me off sometimes. How do you stay motivated during tough times? Woo, that is a great, great question. It's hard to stay motivated. But I also have a little help. I have a little, I have kids, my children send me quotes. I have friends that send me quotes. I have businesses send me quotes. And it keeps me pumped. It keeps me motivated to do this and to put these out there on my DCP quotes, baby. It does. And you know what I mean? So there you go. What is the biggest challenge people will face when trying to succeed? And that is the fact of failure. You have to learn to be humble in order to get to succeed. And that's all there is to it. You have to be humbled, and that's all. Now, what can build confidence from nothing? Practice. Practice. Practice builds confidence. You have to stay focused. You have to create good daily habits, which is what a question was next. But to me, I'll put them together. You have to really create everything in order to do it. How do you deal with failure and setbacks? You take it on the frickin' chin, baby. You learn. You put the big boy and big girl panties on, accept it, and move on. It is one of those things that you must have to do. What advice would you give someone who feels stuck? You know what? Everybody goes through it. You just have to motor through it. Find something else to motivate you. Find something else, a new challenge. That will change for you and help you out. How important mindset? It's very important. You have got to push yourself. You've got to do it. If you could give one piece of advice to anyone, what would it be? Get up every day and start a routine. Stay positive, and everything else will flow through. I promise you. Stay positive. Give yourself a little routine, and everything will go through. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Steak Filet. Thank you. Now, Mr. Cuervo sent in some questions, which is okay. Let's see what he has to say. It says, talking about motivation, he said, what drives us, what holds us back, and how we keep going. Let's get into it, he says. All right, let's do it. Let's see what he says. What does motivation mean to me? Motivation means to me is something that drives me, that gives me purpose. There you go. Something that drives and gives you purpose. That's what motivation should be. What inspired you to go? We already talked about that. Do you think motivation comes naturally or is built in? You know what? I kind of think it's natural. Yes, I've seen people build it, and yes, I've seen people do it. But no, I think it comes natural. And if you got the gift, baby, you need to give it. And, there's givers and takers in the world. Motivation people are givers. That's all there is to it. We're not takers. Okay? So what's the biggest reason people lose motivation is other people being too negative. That's all that comes down to. People hate negativity. People hate insecurities. And all it takes is one little crack like in the walnut, and for you just to keep pounding at it, and guess what's going to happen? It's a bunch of bull. So, sorry about this. What habits helpful build long-term motivation? Like I said, habits, discipline, stay with it, stay positive, and take notes and make notes for your next advice. That's what must. What role does mindset play in success? Everything. You have to go to bed at night thinking about tomorrow to succeed. You have to get up in the morning thinking about this afternoon, what to do. I am one of those people where I think all day long. It doesn't help. So that's why I don't sleep, because my mind always keeps going. How do you deal with overcome self-doubt? That's a bitch. Self-doubt will destroy you. You have to take it by the horns, and that's all there is to it, and grapple it and push that shit over. And that's all. And if you feel stuck, do yourself a favor. Unstick it, baby. You can do it. Can motivation change someone's life? Oh, hell yeah, it can. It can by the straight thing that you're going to achieve something no one else is. You're going to achieve something that someone else is lazy. That's how motivation is going to work for you. How do you feel with failure and still stay motivated? You know what? Stay positive about it. When you fail for a reason. Do yourself a favor and learn from your mistakes. Find out why you failed, how you failed. Don't do it again. That comes out really nice and fucking easy. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? One of the mindset shifts people need right now is to change and focus, write stuff down, and push yourself forward. That's it. How do small daily actions build big results? By consistency. The more consistent you are, the more repetitious you are. The more repetitious you are, the better you get at something. That's it. Here's a quick fire round he sent. Oh, some questions. Okay, let's see what he says. Do I like motivation or discipline? Discipline. For sure. Without discipline, you don't get your motivation. Morning routine or night routine? Definitely a morning routine. Biggest goal right now? I have 2 books I'm writing now. One's a comedy, and I can't wait to get this son of a buck out. It's going to be good, okay? Yeah, it's coming. We'll talk about that in a few. One word for success. Motivation. Advice in one sentence. Stay positive and motivated. What one message you want listeners to remember today is motivation and how you can achieve it yourself. You and nobody else you need. You need only you. Remember, there is no I in team. We understand that. But in order for you to become a team, you have to be an I, and you have to know what you're talking about. Then you can build a team around you. You can't build it without knowledge. You can't build it just by the seat of your damn pants. We all seen enough of that shit. You know what I mean? So thank you very much about motivation, and stay tuned in. Stay motivated, baby. Stay focused, and we will talk next time. Now, Author's Corner, baby. I just finished John Tillis, a couple weeks ago. John Tillis is out. We got a quarter mile, 1,320 feet to survival, baby. That's some fucking crazy horror book coming. That's a good one, all right? Then we have Bachelor Party Masquerade, which I'm writing right now. It's a hilarious comedy. Steve's going on his 5th marriage, where they fly down to New Orleans to celebrate the bachelor party start. And then after New Orleans, and then they have to get to Key West. There's a lot of trials and tribulations with these boys getting to Key West from New Orleans. Imagine that. So there you go. It's going to be a good twisted tale. Now, I'm also writing Astrid and Bjorg, Brion, Bjron. I never could pronounce that damn name. It's a Viking's Tale, book 2. Yeah. And it's the tale of Astrid and Bjorn, and it's about Queen Ravan and her brother. Yeah, this is going to be good, baby. It's going to be a good one on how they grew up, basically in the Viking settlement, and then they come together for war at the end. So it should be pretty good. Just remember, I started my podcast for fame, baby. My dogs are still my biggest fans. They love me. I swear to God, especially when I got food, right? Podcast rule. The biggest conversation always happens before we record. We all know that. It's just like anything else that we do. We never remember a joke at the right time. Don't ask me why. It just always happens. I talk to strangers in my podcast. Apparently it's called an interview, but, hey, I do. I try to talk to people and ask them questions. My microphone hears all my good ideas, and they hear all my bad ones. I'm not afraid to speak to myself. That's for damn sure. Those of you seen all my DCP quotes and videos, y'all know that shit's right. Podcasting tips. If you don't know the answer, we make it up. Oh, no, usually I try to figure it out for you. I will leave you with the quote of this week, and this week I usually have it in my books, and I used it this week, and it's a good note, and it is, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. I want you to remember that. Please note that I will provide all my feedback, and you can give me your side if you like. You can give me devil's advocate, and I don't care. You can give me advice that I suck. It's okay. I don't care. You can send that to authorstephencandace@gmail.com. Now, if there's any topic you want to discuss, just ask. We will chat with you soon. Holler! And have a great day, and looking forward to you soon. And DCP Talks is out.